High-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary and does not constitute investment advice. Master the Markets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
Hello traders, and welcome to our live trading workshop webinar today, live streamed on YouTube. Now this is the last one for the year, okay, and we're just going to be sharing with you our results and performance. So it's a little bit of a change in the format for today, because by 15 December we usually close the live trades and the live trading room. So what we're going to be doing today is a full-on reflection, okay. So the first thing we'll be looking at is basically our performance for the year, and I'll be referencing also the strategies from there. The second thing that we will be then looking at is the market analysis, okay, for the new year, what's going to be the ones that we should be looking out for. And then the third thing then we will be also looking at is Q&A for any questions that you guys may have, and then also some upcoming events and amazing discounts and offers that is coming up towards the Boxing Day Christmas time. Okay, this and more in this live trading session webinar. Right, traders, now let's dive straight in. For those of you joining in new for the first time, this is Teo Nawapan here, founder of Master the Markets Illiterates Conference and the Traders Open Day. So with that said, let's carry on now into the results section. So Lawrence and the team who runs the live trading room, Lawrence has been with us for over now 15 years, I would say, since the beginning of time. We started the live trading room actually about 12 years, I would say. And then he joined us as a client, then he came as a live trading room manager. Now he manages the live trading room, he knows the strategies inside out. You can see over here that he and his team, with our guidance, what we have done here is that firstly the Q4 results, right? So we log in every single trade and you get that month by month. Those of you joining in for the first time, not really sure what this is about, you might think, hey, did we just punch these numbers? No, definitely not. So let me just show you what is the process that you can really understand and appreciate what we got over here. First of all, if you take a look here, right? So we got 3 strategies here and then segregated into each tab over here, okay? Right, each strategy for each tab. If I go into each tab over here, you can see that each trade is logged in over here, okay, and every win, every loss is all logged in. You can see everything, right? All the wins and all the losses, okay. So that's what we do. But before we log it in over here, we actually send this by WhatsApp every evening, okay, because these are all end of day strategies. They're not intraday, because just to cater for those people who are 9-to-5 workers or business owners, all right. We have a lot of intraday strategies as well, but mainly this one over here, what I'm showing you is for the end of day strategies, okay. So, and over here every evening you can see, firstly we send it out on WhatsApp, so it looks something like this image over here. So for each strategy we got the 80% OE, TSL primary and all that, and for each of them is segregated into existing trades, how to manage them, and also new trades that are coming up. See, you can see over here new trades on the TSL primary here, euro dollar. This was on the 25th of November, right? And this goes on every single day for all our paid members, right? So you can see then over here as well, this is the one that we took the silver on as well, which I'll show you later on. And then the 20% AOE and so on and so forth. And then you can see some more examples, 26th of November. You can see this is the 10th of December. This is how we keep doing it every single day. I mean, like, okay, on the WhatsApp group that we have for all our paid members. So after we do that, then we log it onto this journal to monitor how the strategies are performing and everything. And we execute it also onto our live accounts as well, okay? So after that, you can see then this one over here, this is for the TSL primary. This is a different strategy also. I will be explaining all of that very shortly. What overview, what they are all about. And then there's another one over here on the lift-off strategy also as well. All based on swing-based strategies, and also based on the OE concept, okay, open equity concept. How much move is left based on the average move of a swing distance, which we actually have computed and tell you in terms of stats probabilities. To be honest, I think a lot of our clients have said that we are the only company out there which gives you probability stats on how much move is left in a swing. Okay, I'll give you some reference links later on as well to understand this. So I've shown you what that is all about now. That's how this table is populated here. Okay, let me just zoom in a little bit here, right? So that's how we populate this table here, month by month, what results we are getting. Okay, so after we do all of that, so the trade by trade login, which you can see over here, all wins and losses, we don't shy away from it, right? Over here. And then you can see even in November, we had quite a few losses over here, but then overridden by that 9.22 big, humongous profit on silver, okay? And then also a few by euro yen over here as well. I'll go through that a bit later. Gold as well, 1.69. So that's how we are getting this. You can see trade by trade login, WhatsApp, we publish that, so our clients are testament that this is all real as well, because you're giving it every night even before the trade happens, right? So it's before on the right side of the chart. And also, as you have seen in a lot of live streams, we always trade on the right side of the chart and send the signals through on Telegram. But with our intention always being that we don't give you the fish, but we teach you how to fish, okay? So that's the most critical thing. And then now you can see all the cumulative results over here. When I take a look at the cumulative results here, I'll take it step by step, okay? So we will first take for the Q4, okay? The Q4 is the fourth quarter, which will start from October, November, and December, okay? So over here, what we can see is that surprisingly, and we were surprised by this as well, is that in October, November, and December, we usually don't expect November and December to be our biggest months. In fact, in the previous years, it's not been the best months. But you can see that when I just total all that up, that gives to 26.36%, okay, 26.36% of profit over there, okay, with October being a negative month across the three strategies, okay. Remember that these percentages we are saying at taking at 1% risk, okay, right, and non-compounded as well, okay. So it's very conservative returns. Some of our clients who are used to the strategies even do it at 2% risk as well. Another thing, you can also see that this is not just the first year that we've done this, okay. We've been running this live trading room since 2012, okay. So you can see over here, you can see all the previous years and everything, okay. Not every year has been that great for us, but of course over the years, because research is a big thing for us, we have constantly modified the systems. But I must do say that since 2022, we've not done any tweaks to the systems or to the strategies, only a very few little tweaks here and there, okay. So you can see since 2022 was an amazing year for us, 73.34% over there. And then in 2023, it was okay, but 80% only lost most of it. So when it came down to 10.67, 2024 was a tough year for us. You can see most of the months it was actually breaking even and everything. And then finally, we ended up with 11.72% net profit. And then 2025 again is bounced up, 54.57, with most of the profits, as you've seen, coming from the fourth quarter. In fact, half of these profits, right, 26%, which is about half of the 54% coming from the third quarter. Now, which are the guys that have really contributed to this? When I look through the results over here, compiled by Lawrence and the team, you can see that most of it, on the 80% OE is like, yes, just to give you an idea about the strategies. So you see, before I go through which were the biggest candidates for the contributors of the Q4 performance, you can see that actually the 20% OE is based on the moving average, okay? It's a moving average based strategy. but still based on our swings of tops and bottoms, and capturing the swing. Okay, that's what it's based on, but predominantly based on moving averages to determine my entry along with our framework that we've created based on the smart money framework. The next thing that we also then take a look at, this strategy over here, TSL primary. This is purely based on, if I go to the chart over here, purely based on when the swing confirms. Okay, so like this was the recent one on silver. When that dot comes at the bottom is confirmed, as long as it's alignment with the trend. And we also take a look at some volume principles here as well. Once that is all aligned, then we take the trade and we ride the swing. Okay, of course, the most biggest predominant distinguishing factor here at Master the Markets is that we have quantified what a top and a bottom is. So because of that, we know when a swing begins and when a swing ends. Because if you really reflect on it, what makes a swing? It's the one from a bottom to a top, is it not, traders, right? That's what makes a swing, isn't it? That's the in between is what we call the swing distance, is it not? So in fact, markets can only move between either you can have a bottom to top swing or a top to bottom swing. Then how you arrange that then determines all your trends and your phases. I'll give you all some reference links to take a look at. But in essence, that's what we've done over here. So based on any methodology that you have learned, it comes down to a point of which of those swings do you want to trade. Okay, that's what it comes down to once you got this framework. So anyway, so that's on the sell primary. We choose the swing based on some factors of weekly alignment and all of that, and we take the trade. And then the 80% OE is basically for it's a very small target strategy, like almost scalping, done on a daily time frame. Most of the trades hit the target within 1 day. So it's a very, very small target, high reliable strategy, about 80 to 90% reliability is what we got. You can see the stats over here, 85% reliability that is done for this year. Okay, so what that does is that why do we get all this confidence to run all these numbers? Because you see over here, we've got all the stats probabilities. How far will it run, basically, is what we got over here. Let me see if I can find something. We've already the 0.25 because it's already done this one, isn't it? Let me just reduce this. This should be easier because we had to change that. But you will see over here, right, on this stats table, this tells me that if I put a 0.25 ATR target, 90% of the time it will get there if I, from the confirmation bar, the bar with the dot, either the blue or the orange dot. But we've put some selection filters, but in a nutshell, that's what the strategies are about. Okay, so the first one is on moving averages. This one is on the swing confirmation in alignment with a higher time frame, and then this one is a very just on one time frame only, daily, and towards a very small target with a very high reliable strategy. And the way why we do the strategy portfolio in such a way is to reduce the drawdown. As I'm waiting for the big runners to come, the TSL primary and the liftoff to come to run more longer distances, I am having a small profit strategy, which is taking the profit slowly, okay, as I'm waiting for the big runs to come. And then if you can analyze over here, you can see that in the Q4, I mean, our 80% OE, you see, this is what's happening, right? So you see in Q4, the 80% OE made about 2.48%, but then the other two lost, isn't it, right? The bigger runners, they're not getting to the longer distance, right? But this reduces the drawdown, the smaller profit strategy. This is the whole idea, okay? So as to make your maximum peak to valley drawdown small, like this, not like this, isn't it? We don't want that, right? Because then it affects your psychology to pull through. So that was in the Q4, and you can see the other thing that I have written here to tell you guys as well. I explained the strategy already now. Now let me go through a little bit of the traits that really contributed to this last two biggest months, okay? And then we'll go through a little bit on the cumulative performance as well over the years, right? So you see over here on the TSL primary, The biggest one actually comes, this goes to tell you also that in terms of the profits or the number of trades, the trades that make up the biggest amount of profits are usually only about 20 to 30% of your portfolio of your strategy, really. That's what we are taking a look at. So if you take a look at over here, you can see that the silver made about 9.22% profit, right? And that is when it closed in December, right? That's what it did. Then over here, you can see that in November as well, these were the big winners that we got, the euro yen, the silver, and the gold, okay? But look at this also, traders, right? But this one's over here did lose quite a bit, isn't it, over here, right? So it's about 3.18% that it had actually lost. But that's why you must always have conviction in your strategy. Only when you have conviction in your strategy only, then you can keep executing it consistently so that then the big winners then override the losses. Okay, so that's what we are looking at. All right, over here. So that's what we have over here in terms of the strategy and the trade on the TSL primary, the biggest ones coming from silver. When I take a look at it on the charts, you can see over here that what's happening here. So on silver, let me show you the trade, what it was. You see, over here, when you take a look at it, right? When you take a look at this trade over here, this was the previous one that we took. This didn't run that far, but of course, in real time, you don't know whether it's going to run that far or not. We did take that. That was also okay. That was about 3 point something, 4% that we made on that. And then finally, when you take a look at this one over here, this was the final one that we took for the year. It was a nice finish over here. This was the 25th of November, which you saw. That's when we got the swing confirmation. It was a phase one trade as well, as you can see over here as well. And then we wrote that all the way, okay? And then we hit a target around here, which was this bar, taking that out, okay? That's how we finished off the year with a really, really big percentage win, okay? On about 9.26%. That's what you're seeing over there. But do remember, you know, we always are here to establish the truth of trading, right? We are just not here just to tell you, you know what, that's all we took this trade, and that's why it's all nice and rosy. It's not about that, okay? You have to consistently execute before you actually get this trade. Some people, if they don't have the conviction in the strategy itself, after these few losses here, you can see that in 13, 14, and 25th November, you would stop trading it, isn't it, traders, right? Then you would miss on all these big runners that are coming. So this is why with this entire game, not only, I mean, I was just talking to another LTM Advanced member yesterday in our coaching session that in this game, you know, you need to have a lot of patience and you need to keep resetting it, resetting your mind quickly to basically get back into there, not regretting about the losses that you made, basically. It's almost like a very peak performance state psychology that you need to have every time you got to take a trade, basically, right? That's why Ray Dalio used to say that beating the markets is more difficult than winning in the Olympics. Okay, it's more even difficult than winning in the Olympics because you got to reset much, much more quickly, right? And you need a lot of patience and you need a peak performance state every single time. And that's why in intraday trading and day trading, that's even more, the game stakes are even more higher, right? Because it happens very quickly. So that's what's happening here. So with any strategy, you must really understand the inside out why it must win in the long run. Then the second is the emotional alignment to keep executing it. Okay, that's why the three components of a trading system is always very important. Now, the other thing is that on the liftoff as well, we had some great trades on liftoff. But you see over here, again, this happened in Euro Yen on the 6th to the 10th of October. We got a nice move. And then the biggest run actually came on the 6th of November to the 19th of November. So that's where we took that. This is based on moving averages, okay? If I were to show you here on a diagrammatic representation how it looked like, this was the ones that we had taken, okay, on the 6th of November, this one over here, around here. and then we rode that until the target profit potential, and that's where we got off on. So our real candidates for Q4 performance, which really boosted our equity curve, was Euro Yen and silver. Okay, and you can see that also a little nice boost from 80% OE also came as well, because we had quite a nice few profits over here as well that actually came. You can see over here, but don't think it's all rosy and nice. With high reliable strategies, right? You get nice lot of winners, but when they lose, they do lose about 4 to 5 times, as you can see over here in dollar yen. That was quite a bit of a loss, which add up about 4 or 5 of those profits. But that's how they are, high reliable strategies with small target profits. So anyway, so as we enter off, as you can see, overall year performance, if you really see, we as professionals, we only look at the drawdowns, okay, traders, yeah? So we look at the maximum peak to valley drawdown and how it performs. You can see over here that the first 2 months that we had, there was a slow start to the year. We had negative 3.86, and then after that it picked up. That's why it's very imperative that you need to know the strategies, your intellectual knowledge and the belief of why your strategies must continue to work, must be strong, okay? Also, you can't pull through, because think about it, right? 2 months, okay, now I look back at it and 2 months is like, oh yeah, that's nothing, right? It's a small blip. But when you're going through it, 2 months is what? 2 months is 60 days, right? And in the unknown, you don't know if March is going to be a profitable month. You don't know if April is going to be profitable or not. In the previous years I showed you, January, February, March, April sometimes were all just breaking even, just about negative, right? So you do not know. You're always going into the unknown. When you look back, yeah, it's easy. Like when you look back in hindsight, you know, everything you think like, oh yeah, that was an easy trade, wasn't it? Hey, look at silver. Yeah, I should have been on that trade. Nice and easy run. But when you're in it, when you take that trade here, when you can't see any of this, you are going into the unknown, right? And now think about it, it becomes a bit more difficult, is it not? So that's why the intellectual knowledge, the belief behind why your strategy must continue to work is very, very important. So you can see that the first part of the year, I was slow start. March then brought it up to 5.68. Then April was another good month as well, 8.26. Then after that, then it brought it up to in third quarter Q3, 17.27%. Then after that in September, then we bumped up about another 11%, mainly coming from July. And we were, to be honest, me and Lawrence, when we were looking at the results, we were thinking, you know what, that's it. We will finish off the year by about 26, 28%, if lucky, maybe 30%, right? And we had a really big surprise here in November and December, where it really bumped it up to 54.57% with the 3 strategies. Do remember that we only do these strategies over 10 instruments, okay? We diversify it between currencies, commodities, indexes, okay? That's what we do. But we have some clients who do it over 20, 30 instruments, right? There's no stopping once you understand what these strategies are all about. Now, you can see that firstly, the LTR equity curve, the drawdowns are okay. Anything to worry about. That's the main thing that we are always concerned about over here in terms of the system curve. You can see that in terms of performance cumulative over the years, right? Why do I say we were surprised about November and December? And it's not really usually normal. Even if you take a look, right? Even 2022, when it was the best year for us, look at November, that was a big drawdown, and then December was just small, so -6 overall, wasn't it, right? In November and December. But then even if you take a look at November and December in 2023, that's very little as well, right? So it's 1.38, 1.88% as well. Last year, 2024, you see, look, it was almost negative the last 3 quarters, just almost breaking even -0.56. So this is what I'm telling you, this year has been a real surprise to us, where a large percentage of the profits actually came towards the end part of the year as well. You can also see over here that this is the cumulative equity curve over the years. But do remember, ever since we started, we've done a lot of tweaks to the system, mainly from 2022 onwards. We haven't really tweaked it. What all this does is, over here what we're showing you is all the system curve. What would have happened if there was a machine that was executing it? What this does is that even though you are doing it manually, let's say on your cash curve, and sometimes your psychology comes in, you miss trades, fearful, whatever reason it may be, your cash curve might not match this, right? So maybe it might be over here, lagging far behind, or maybe negative even this year, big profit gap. But what this tells you by measuring the system curve is that, hey, you know what? To be honest, these strategies, they are working. You see, it gives the confidence, the belief. They are working. What I need to improve is my own self, is my own psychology. I need to keep turning up. I need to keep executing it. Why am I not doing it? This is how you bridge that gap, right? Maybe something in your subconscious is stopping that, right? From executing it, from matching up with the system. So that's how you stop it. Another way also you can, some people might say, oh, Thierry, the easier way to match up with the system is automate your strategies, right? Which is what we are going to be focusing on more into coming into the new year, which we have largely done. We've done about 60-70% of automation. But even in automation, I must tell you, traders, is that what happens is, even you see, even in automation, even when it's taking all the trades, but when it goes through a drawdown, you might get fearful. Then you might think, let me switch off the system, switch off the robot, switch off the EA, switch off the expert advisor, switch off the automation. And then you might miss all the big runners, right? So that can happen as well, okay? So just don't think that just because you automate, um, that's an easy ride after that. It will just match up with the system curve. Not really, okay? So that's why you need to measure both. This will always give you the belief that, you know what, the strategies are working. I just need to believe in it, consistently execute. Just keep turning up, keep executing it, right? Don't let the psychology, trick me down. So anyway, so that's all on the cumulative equity curve. Do remember that one thing that I will tell you guys is, main thing over here that you got to keep reflecting on is the drawdowns. The upside will always look after itself. So you always, always, always got to keep reflecting on what the drawdown, and if you've reached your maximum peak to valley drawdown. I guess I have explained most of it, what I've got over here. Right, so we went through the strategies roughly. I went through also that every single thing over here is a trade by trade basis over here, okay, that we have showing you on the log and also on the WhatsApp as well, that we send over every single day for our paid members. So they are testament that this is all real, and we do send it off. Now, the other thing that I do want to mention to you is the lessons learned, right? Just wary of time as well. The lessons learned, what do we mainly learn from this year is that, as I was telling in the IG Index interview that I did, some of you have seen it on our channel as well, the lessons that we have really learned over this time is get better in terms of the execution and expand our team as well, okay, of traders. So those of you who are looking into trading professionally into the new year, definitely do get in touch with us. You can email us your interests, also client service at masterthemarkets.net. We want to expand the team into more people on the live trading room team who are looking at these trades and also managing also our portfolio, and also in terms of execution with our automation. So two things what we want to do. We definitely want to automate more and more of our strategies. And second thing, also expand the team so as to bridge the gap between the system versus the cash curve, especially mainly coming from execution flaws, okay? So that's the main lessons that we have learned for this year. What are your lessons? You can put that into the comments box as well on the YouTube channel over here, okay? Right. So do share with us all your comments and your lessons learned for the year. Now, in terms of the questions mainly coming in now, people are asking me all for the reference links. How can I learn about this more and your OE principles and this stats table all over here? I would say the first place to go to is 7stepsoctp.com, okay? So over there, for those of you intermediate traders, you can then learn about what we have done here, why we have made this framework, and how are we capturing these trades and marking the beginning and the end of a swing with quantifying the bottoms and tops. So you can see that all over here. Once you have put in your details over here on 7 Steps to CTP, your name, email, or number, and you click on the green box, green thing here saying get free instant access, And then after that, when you click on I'm Not a Robot, then you get all the 7 videos sent to you. So this will take you step by step, okay? Why was this framework even designed? This started back in the 1970s, okay? And by our mentor's mentor, institutional quant traders who actually designed all of this. They start with the problem first. Why? Because everything that you design, right, starts from a problem, isn't it? Then you design that thing as a solution to that problem. So you can see that this was a problem. The main challenge, you can go through that in video 1, what most traders face, and you will resonate with that. Then the video 2 is about how they started solving that. The first step is to quantify the top and bottoms. Then from there, you get 3 critical stats, okay, that you can apply to any strategy and any methodology that you have, okay. Then after that, 6 and 7 will go through in how do you apply that in your own strategy. So I highly recommend for you guys to be looking through all of this. It's over 15, 20 years of collated research that we have put together. Another thing also for beginners, some of you beginners who want to start properly into the new year, I would say look at our next other channel, other video series that we got. Let me actually share that with you right here. That would be under traderstarterpack.com. Those of you who are beginners, you can go to that URL. Again, there's about 5-part video series over there. Let me just say the advance and then go to proceed. If that happens, I think it shouldn't usually happen, but if that happens, then you can go on to here. As I said, that's the Trader Starter Pack URL, okay? That's that one over there. And then again, once you put your name, email, number, then you get the 5 videos sent to you. If you're a beginner, so if you're a beginner, start off here at Trader Starter Pack. If you're intermediate/professional, highly recommend 7 steps to consistent trading performance, and then watch through the videos, okay, over the festive period. If you've seen it, revisit it, and those of you on the fence on getting both the indicators, the SMI OE is the first one, which is what you're seeing over here. Most of our clients, come from VSA and from Trade Guider, right? So if you got that VSA kind of learning, you can put this on top like this as well, as you can see, with all the VSA and the volume at the bottom. Some of the results that you've seen also that I shared with you all have been taken with the VSA principle methodology also. All the 54% over here that you have seen over the LTR journal, we incorporate volume analysis some at times, also in our elite trading room also as well. So that one over here, if you want to have both the indicators, if you have the VSA already, then you can then take a look at this URL over here, and then there's a small discount code. There's actually quite a huge discount code actually towards the end of this year, before the end of this year, if you want to get it on the SMI OE, so you can apply that, you can read through this and apply that and get that nice discount, which only happens like once in a year, okay? So don't miss that on the SMI OE. And then also on the VSA as well. If you want the VSA also put on top as well, if you don't have that, then what you can do also, you can contact the Trade Guider team who has designed all these amazing, VSA indicators over here. You can contact them at Laura@tradeguider.com, and you can also ask them also for some festive offers if they have any offers at the moment as well. Okay. So that's on both the indicators. So get them on. If you've been sitting on the fence, definitely you can see that the results that they are really helping out. Okay, and the proof, it shows the proof in the pudding, isn't it, of from the theory to the results. The last thing I also do want to say, I know some of you did mention about this as well, is the ETM Summit, right? So do I have, yeah, I have it over here. The ETM Summit 2026 dates are out. Again, if you book it before the end of the year, nice discount is almost a 50% discount over here on all the tickets. So you can get them on the in-person. Definitely come and meet us in person. Happens once a year. And that'd be good. Stuart over here, really inspirational. He flew in from US, got in here at 7 a.m. in London, and then jumped off the plane. 2 hours later, he's there with us joining in the seminar. So we really had a great time over here in the annual summit. I've shown you all some photos before as well. Then after that, we went for some dinner as well, after doing some live trading research updates and all of that in one of the largest towers in London. Okay, so it was a really great time. So definitely join us next year, 2026. Read through that. That will be in your email as well, or you can go through in the URL that is being sent to you at the moment. Okay. All right. Now, with that said, also a quick shout out to Trade Nation also, who supported our ETM Summit, also supports our Telegram channel as well. Great supporters for us, Trade Nation over here. You can also open up a brokerage account with them also, with the links that is over there as well. Okay. And their spreads are really tight. I really highly recommend it for intraday trading and everything. A really, really friendly brokerage as well. Okay, they're always there for you, always looking after you. Good. I think with that said, I just want to do a little bit of market analysis going into the new year. The first one is silver, which I want to quickly take a look at. I think I'm overshooting time a little bit, but I will do a nice quick analysis on this. Also using the volume as well over here at the bottom, provided by Trade Guider team. In terms of the analysis for the longer term, I'll go on to bigger time frames over here. And as I was doing the interview with IG Index, which again you can see on our YouTube channel, right? I just remembered on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/master the markets. Now, also another thing I must remind you guys, because the usual thing and the usual question we get is, Tiru and Gavin, we have subscribed to your channels, but we don't get notifications when you go live. So what you got to do, right? So after you click the subscribe button, also click on the all bell icon here. Okay, this drop down arrow over here, click on that, and I click on the all bell icon. Then in that way, whenever we go live stream, you will get a notification sent to your phone, and then after that you can watch it later, or you can join us straight away, okay, on when we go live. Okay, so that's what you can do. And also some of the must watch videos you can definitely watch over here, what we have put together for you over here. And also under the live stream also, you can see all the live stream videos that we have taken. And also some trades where, losses, wins, it's all transparent, it's all over here. This was the one that I did with IG Index. You can take a look at that, where I do a full analysis of the silver trade, okay? So with that, also the Trade Guider channel is the same, youtube.com/Trade Guider. Do the same thing, click on subscribe, click on the all bell icon. And then after that, also on the live section here, you can see all the trades that me and Gavin have taken on both the volume spread analysis methodology and with our smart money framework as well. One thing I must do mention is that the smart money framework is actually Richard Wyckoff's methodology actually quantified. That's what we've done over here, what you can see. Okay, that's what my mentor's mentor did back in the 1970s. Now, with that said, let me take a look at silver, right, on the monthly time frame to look at the market projection for the future. When I did my analysis with IG Index, which you can see on this video over here, what I told, and Angeline was writing a nice big move on silver. She entered about around here, right, on $32, something like that. And she was riding it. And I was telling her that, this move that you're seeing over here, even though it's nice, but it's an outlier move. You can see that on the stats table in the last 15 years, none of them have come to this distance, about 5 or 6 or even 7 ATR. So this is an outlier move, right? This doesn't happen. This hasn't happened in the last 10, 15 years. So like that, what I told her that as she was riding that move, and it was a very big bar at that moment, it was about closing, it was about here and it gapped up. What I told her is that rather than exiting it, why don't she trail a stop loss to the low of that bar, right? Such that even if it does come back against her, she's caught an outlier move, which never happened, and has got a nice hefty profit. On the other hand, if this outlier move carries on, she can still keep staying in the move, right? So that's what's happened. So she must be very happy now because silver is still on the move up and still going up further. That's really good. Now, so in terms of the analysis so far, of course, nothing goes in a straight line forever. So expect a bit of a retracement going into the new year. But so far on the monthly, this looks very strong. Uptrend phase 1, and what is giving it its boost also is consolidation area where they've accumulated it. And look at the volume, right? Gives all the clue. Around that area, big volume spikes where professional buying has definitely taken place. Okay, so this is on the monthly time frame. If I go down lower, that will signal to you even more strongly as well. Now, in terms of this over here, you can see big volume spikes over here. This is telling you that this swing move is coming to an end, because as I said, no swing can keep going on forever. At some point it will retrace and our smart money indicator will kick in, signaling a top coming in as well. Okay, so for those of you riding the swing, that's great, well done. But do be aware of the volume spikes happening, which shows that as professional selling is coming in, at some point this will start to wither down and confirm that top. On the daily time frame, what I can see over here is that again I can see a little bit of a volume spike here coming into the third relative moving average. This is withering down a little bit. I'll see for some weakness before you can come out of that, but in terms of a live trading room, based on our stats, we have already come out of this trade and closed it for the 15th of December closing time, which we usually do. So across all the time frames, I would say that silver is still very strong on the upside. Just be careful of the swing. It will highly probably retrace to confirm its top very soon. On the monthly, it might, as I showed you, it might retrace, but I don't think it's going to confirm its top immediately. So if you're holding it for the long term, I would just say this swing has got more to go, even though it's an outlier move, because the first interruption usually doesn't confirm. So even if it does that, if you want to hold on to it, I think there's a bit more move on the monthly. But that small seller bar that it might do on the monthly might then trigger the weekly and the daily into just a phase 2 move. But I still believe that the uptrend is quite strong over there. Swiftly moving on into gold, I just want to take a look at gold. Gold is still holding on strong over here, as you can see. The swing actually confirmed here a large consolidation with the potential buying, professional buying, kicking in on the trade guider indicator. Again, you see nicely showing by the volume spikes over here that you can see, and then after that goes off again. So that swing is still sustained through uptrend phase 1, and then I'm taking a look on the weekly also over here. That is quite a large swing that we have seen here. Again, an outlier move, right? I analyzed this on IG Index also on the day when they invited me to their studio for the interview. You can see that anything that has gone above 13 ATR, there's been none in history. This is about 15.54 ATR so far, what it's doing for this swing over here, traders, okay? So this has never happened before. So you can see that again, based on that principle, a top is very due. Has it taken out that high already? 4381. This is 4353, so not yet. I believe that if it takes that out, then there's a little bit more to the upside, but before it confirms that top. Now on the daily, on the other hand, but I must do say one thing about gold going into the new year. I'll hold that for a bit, but daily wise, still in an uptrend so far. So you see, weekly, one research that we have done, right? So I will do this. I will crunch that in. I just want to take a look in terms of that trend, where it started, wasn't it? Let me just take a look here. I think that was where it reset in this consolidation part here. It was still towards the upside here. Never took out that low, 2277, 2286. This is where it reset, you see? So that's where it took out that low, came into a downtrend, right? Took out that high, compression. So from here, one research that we have done, right? You can see that's your first stop there, that's your second, that's your third on the weekly, that's your fourth weekly top, and bingo. So it's not done its fifth. Now what we've seen is that once it's done its fifth weekly top, okay, highly probably then after that it does a trend change. So we'll wait for this top to confirm, and maybe then we can start to see some weakness coming in into gold, okay, from the stats that we have seen so far. Okay, we can see some good professional buying and volume spikes over here, which will sustain this move for a bit. But what we got to be careful of is once it takes out that top, let's see if it then weakens after that. Okay, that's on gold going into the new year, right? And that's on the monthly time frame also as well. The volume is increasing successfully. That also means that professional selling is happening into this move, and it might start to do a top very shortly. Those of you who want to correlate that with the lower time frames, you can do that, and you can incorporate that into your intraday strategies as well. But always be patient and look out for your setups, then with your entry and exit very clear. The last one I do want to take a look before we conclude, I'm just aware of time, is the E-mini going into the new year in terms of the market analysis. You can see that in terms of the E-mini, I'll start off with the larger time frame going into the new year. You can see again that it is quite exhausted, the swing over here. It did attempt its best to confirm that top according to our framework, but it still jumped back up again. Again, it's still looking strong on the monthly, still on the upside still, right? But it's going into the lower probability territory, okay? So if I want to measure this, let me just show you what I mean, right? So from here, from the close, we always take from the close, from our framework. It just is a framework, it's a guideline for how much to manage our expectations on how much move is left. This is 2145 it has done, okay, 2145 points. Divide by the ATR number over here, which would be about, let me see, let me just check it over here. That's about 321. Just say 320, okay? So what we do is 320. So 2145, wasn't it? 2145 divide by 320, just to understand the ATR number, so 6.7. So then I compare it over here on this table. All I'm looking at is, let me just do it from 5, or maybe let me do it, yeah, I'll do it from 5. And let's take a look. So you can see that over here, this was 6.7 ATR, isn't it? So you can see that in the last 15 years, why am I saying 15 years? Because I'm running this data from since 2010, okay, all the way to present, okay, it's about 15 years. You can see that in the 15 years, one that has come past 6.7 ATR to 7 is only one of them, right? But that one which came there, look at it, if you want to go deeper, has not dropped off until 8.5 ATR. So this tells me that there's a chance that this one here can get up to 8.25 because it's done that once in history. But just be aware that it's a very small sample size. Only one has come that far, okay? So this is how the framework of defining your tops and bottoms can really manage your expectations, okay? And also guide you according to what kind of strategies you want to create. Finally, I can see on a weekly that is just confirmed here. So there is a little bit of move left, I would say, that if it takes out definitely the seller bar high over there, and I'll take a look at the daily and then we can conclude from that point. I can see a little bit of volume spikes over here as well. And then I can see that again, you see that volume spike that is supporting that bottom over here and also this bottom over here. If it does take out that seller bar high, I would say more move to the upside and it will sustain it towards the monthly as well, okay? So all looking as quite a strong bull run for now, traders, but just be aware that you will get some small retracements towards a phase 2 because of the overextension of the swings, especially on gold and silver, okay? That's my market analysis for now, right? In terms of the questions that are coming in, the usual one, where do I find the reference links and how do I get all these tables and all that onto my charts? What you can do, as I said, start with 7 steps, go through those videos, highly recommend it, right? And then also those of you who want to get all the stats table and everything, you can go to the SMIOE page and then you can get the indicator over there as well. Our trade guider, and for the trade guider VSA products, you can also go onto the URL www.tradeguider.com and then do check on those offers that they have. YouTube channel, youtube.com/master the markets, and then also over there you can go through our home section, especially on the must watch sections over here. The SDA talk over here is a really good one. You can definitely watch that. Also our live section where you can watch all of our live streams also as well. Trade Guider channel, youtube.com/Trade Guider. As I said, after you click the subscribe button, click on the all bell icon as well. And the final thing what I want to say is, yes, the Trade Nation, quick shout out to them. They are the ones who's been sponsoring our ETM Summit and also our Telegram channels as well. Our ETM Summit 2026 dates are out. You can get the tickets at a nice hefty discount of 50%. And then also, you know, on our SMI OE as well, you do get a nice 30% discount. And also on our Traders Basecamp package as well, you know, those of you who want to learn about strategy construction, how do you construct these strategies and this portfolio, which we have done over here, right? And I've got this monster returns for this year. How do you do all of that? I would say I highly recommend you all to start with Traders Basecamp package, which will help you with the strategy construction. Those traders who have been trading them for 15, 20 years even still come on to our Traders Basecamp package to still learn. It's incredible knowledge what we have put there together with the help of institutional quant traders. Okay, so of course, if you do want to get in touch with us or book a one-to-one or something like that, just get in touch with us at clientservice@masterthemarkets.net. Okay, and then we can help you out with that towards the new year. Traders, I guess with that said, I think I've covered quite a bit. If there are no other questions coming in, let me just quickly just scan through to see any other last questions coming in. I can't see any. If there are no other questions, then what I would then say is that since this is the last one, I would say that if we don't see you all or don't talk to you all on a one-to-one or whatsoever it is, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And as we always say, till the next time, stay disciplined, follow your trading plan, and keep trading like your master. Keep your momentum up and go into the next year strong. Take care and bye for now.